Hello, good morning. Happy Sunday, fun day. Sunday's still fun day? No, that's Monday, still fun day. As Jim Otis would say. Lauren Jabara here with Alex Glaze. Alex, how was your weekend? What'd you do? Anything fun?
I played golf yesterday, getting out there again
What's
today.
new? What's new?
Shot a 97, left a lot of putts out there, but I'll take a 97 in March. I mean, it's
Yeah,
all right.
come on now. So something that we didn't talk about because I was not on the show yesterday,
Uh-oh.
but was like breaking news on Friday is Kenny Tiny Hands Pickett. So apparently you and Kenny Pickett have the same hands. Do you
Whoa,
have
whoa,
tiny?
whoa, 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 whoa. No. Because Kenny Pickett wasn't he 8.5 inches?
Yeah, 8.5.
No. I got 9-inch hands. No. So no, Kenny Pickett and I are not in the same bracket, but I'm in the same boat with maybe you've heard of him, Patrick Mahomes, Joe
Never heard of
Burrow,
him.
Mahomes, Glaze, 9-inch hand club. I mean, listen.
Just 3 elite athletes. Just
I mean,
3 elite athletes
I
right
don't know
there.
what I mean. I don't have a lot in common with Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow, but we have the 9-inch hands. So I don't know what that means.
Is it that big of a deal? Like, why does everyone make such a big deal about hand size? If you can throw a spiral, if you can hit your targets, like, is that all that
But
matters?
it's a fumbling issue. It's a fumbling issue.
Oh.
'Cause you got to be able to hold on to the ball and grip it. That's the
Because your hand is a half inch shorter doesn't mean you're
that's
gonna
a
just
big
be
deal.
fumbling the
That's
ball up the
a
place.
half. I mean, listen, size matters. Size matters. Okay,
God.
half inch is a lot. You.
We're gonna move on to the next topic. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about today's show. We got NBA slate, 8 games on the card tonight. College basketball predictions, a couple big games going on right now. NHL Ice Picks, also 8 games on the slate for that. And then we can't end without our Pickswise 3-star play of the day and our best bets of the day. Also, why does my voice sound like this? Does it sound like extra raspy today?
It sounds a little raspy. It's early.
Yeah.
Maybe you just need some tea. I mean, I don't.
I need to like talk to more people in the morning or something.
Maybe
You guys are the first people I'm talking to.
we can do some voice exercises
I need
to.
more friends or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll call my mom in the morning tomorrow.
Speaking of friends,
Build up the voice.
I think we have beef. I think we have beef. Um,
Right.
you're in DC right now, right?
Yes. We fly to Detroit today.
Yeah, I mean, like I saw you were like touring around town, DC, like having a great day, and I'm just like, yo, I'm like 30, 40 minutes away. Like you could have been like, yo, I'm in DC. Like what, hey, let's hang out. Like, I mean, whatever. Like speaking of friends, like, hey, what's there to
I'm
do in DC? Like,
sorry, Alex. I'm
consulted. I mean,
sorry.
but I
I
mean,
know. I had my Al fix yesterday. My brother's name is Alec,
there we
and
go.
I hung out with him all day yesterday. So
Alex can't have him in the same rooms. When I
yeah,
was in
the
Atlanta,
C and the X
there
don't
was a
mix
big
like
yeah.
that, you
No.
know?
I
"Hey, next time I'm back here, I'll give you a phone call, I'll give you a ring.
You said you need friends, so I mean, like, you have one. I mean, I was here. I mean, but whatever.
I'm sorry that I left you out. You know what? Can we still be friends, please? Please?
I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Okay, cool. As you're thinking about it, let's move on to the NBA slate because I want to talk a little bit about the Western Conference. I feel like we've been touching so much on the East recently. But you look at the Clippers right now, they're on a hot streak. They're 7-3 in their last 10, 4 games back from the Nuggets from the 6th seed, that top 6 spot. And they haven't had Kawhi the entire season. Paul George has only played in 26 games. He hasn't played in a single game since December 22nd. Where, Alex, would you put the Clippers among the title contenders with Kawhi and Paul George back this season?
Man, it's tough. It's tough. But I mean, they're in the mix, right?
Yeah,
Like they have
you're
to be
right there.
because here's the thing. Like getting a guy back like Kawhi Leonard or Paul George, like what they're going to bring to the table, and especially all season long, what they've been dealing with is role players playing in bigger roles, which is only going to help them as they get to the playoffs. It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment. So I don't really like throwing guys back into the mix like right in the playoffs because
Yeah,
how they can throw off like chemistry and flow and rotations and all that. But
unless you're Kevin Durant.
unless you're Kevin Durant. but but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
that can definitely
totally.
throw some things off and help more than it hurts. But I mean, it's never going to hurt to add a guy like Kawhi Leonard or Paul George if they're able to come back and be fully healthy and contribute to a really good Clippers team.
Yeah, I know. 7-3 in their last 10. That's pretty good. And I feel like their schedule coming up, they have a couple tough games, but not like a ton of tough games
I mean,
coming up.
there's only a couple games left in the regular season.
There's
Like
literally
the
18,
last
19, 20 games left, depending
yeah.
on which teams you're talking about. It's just crazy. So then you look at the West, seeds 3 through 6. Who would you feel the best at this point of the season betting on to reach the Western Conference Finals? 3 through 6, leaving out 1 and 2.
I mean, this is a lame answer. It's the Warriors, right? Like it's such a lame answer, but it's the Warriors. But it's not for the reasons you might think. It's not just because it's the Warriors. It's when you look at the bracket and the way
Yeah.
things shake out. I'm looking at the top of the bracket. You know, the Suns getting that top seed, and just the way, because I really wanted to look at either the Mavericks or the Jazz, but the way that they match up with the Suns have really just dominated them.
Yeah.
You know, in the past couple of years. So I don't really like either of them to be able to take out the Suns. And then you got the Grizzlies. They're kind of like the new kids on the block at the 2 seed, you know, if things were to end right now. And, you know, this Warriors team has done nothing but pick up steam, you know, and they get Klay Thompson back. And, you know, things have been rough over the past couple of games, but they're still, you know, at the end of the day, they're still the Warriors. And they got
Yeah.
to get Draymond Green back, right? I feel like we've been saying that
Absolutely.
all season. But,
He's
like, is he
yeah.
good? Like, is he good? Like,
I don't know, like, is he okay? I
that's
don't
what I'm
know.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
I
He
feel like
good?
all season we're like, yeah, and the Warriors are gonna get Draymond back. They're gonna get Draymond, and it's just it just hasn't happened.
I
So
know.
I'm not
What
sure
I
what's going
love
on
about the
there.
Warriors is the fact that they play such great defense and that, like, flows into their offense. Their offense just
Exactly, and
yeah.
I don't see the Grizzlies being able to take out the Warriors in a 7-game series. That's what it
Yeah.
comes down to for me.
Good
So
defensive teams will win games
yeah,
because you play strong on the defensive side, you get stops, and then you let your offense just flow from there. Teams that are relying too much on their offense and then let that carry over if like a couple missed shots are happening and they let that carry over to the defensive side, that's when you really see some teams struggle. So I think Golden State has a really, really good like base, especially on that defensive side to be able to carry it forward. But you mentioned the Suns, right? Not knocking off the Suns. They have a big game against the Bucks tonight, but you're leaning towards the Milwaukee Bucks.
okay, so here's the thing, like the number right now stinks. I think it's 9, nine
Yeah.
and a half, depending on where you shop. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it at 9 or 9.5. I mean, even earlier today, I want to say it was 7. So that
Really?
number's just
It's moved that much?
it's been on the move. But here's what I'll say about this game. This is a tough spot for the Suns, right? Like, obviously they're without Chris Paul, just had hand surgery, right? He's out with an
Yeah.
injury. And
No
Devin
Booker, no Paul.
Booker's
Mhm.
still in protocols. But what the Suns have been able to do over the past couple games without Booker is rely a lot on other scores like Cam Johnson, McCall
Yeah.
Bridges, you know. But Cam Johnson is going to be out today too, and that is a big deal. He was the leading scorer in the first game without Book with 20 points, and then just against the Knicks, you know, he had to hit 9 threes, and I think he had 38 points, and they barely scraped by the Knicks. So now, you know, you're going against a really good Bucks team that's rested, and they're going to be up for this game because you know it's the finals rematch. Everyone,
Yeah.
you know,
Everyone's talking about it.
it's the marquee ABC game, you know, this afternoon, and I just don't see a way for the Suns to stay in this game without all of those pieces together. It's going to be a tall task, but I don't know if not 9.5. That might be too rich for my blood. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure how I feel about that.
There's some good games going on tonight. The Bucks, Suns, we got Nets at Celtics, you have Raptors at Cavs, like some really good games on the slate tonight. Another slate that has some really good games, college basketball, men to boys. I know it's the opposite way, but you know what we're doing it anyways. Men to boys. Houston taking on the Memphis Tigers. Right now, the spread is at 3. This is a crucial AAC finale for both teams, right? The Tigers, they stunned the Cougars in the first game of the season. The Cougs have won 6 of the last 10 meetings between the two. In Houston, they've won 6 in a row since their loss to Memphis. I know we're on opposite sides of this one, Alex. Please give me your reasoning why you're taking Houston. I'll talk about Memphis.
Before I give you the reasoning, I'm always looking at the chat. My guy Jared Glaze, no more Steven Adams or Kraken plays. I agree with you on the Kraken. That was
No, it's so funny because this morning, Alex goes, you know what the chat needs? You know what the group needs? Steven Adams rebounding prop. I'm like, no.
no. And you know what? We didn't go with the rebound prop, but stay tuned. We do have a Steven Adams play coming up later on.
Oh, God. Okay.
Just for you, Jared, because
Just,
you know what?
just stick around.
No, I'm stubborn. I am stubborn. That is like I'm stubborn to a fault. So
Don't
like
go anywhere, guys.
I
Stick
am
around.
I'm gonna keep firing away on one guy. Like it's got to happen for me. But we're gonna get to that later on in the show. But back to this Houston game. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not playing this game to be completely honest with you. This really just it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Memphis beat Houston by 10 earlier this season, right?
Yeah.
And now Houston's favored by 2 points. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but, like, it's
It's
still
because
like
they won 6 in a row.
yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Memphis is also I mean, they're on the bubble, so they really need this game, right? Like, they need to get this win, if they wanna keep their tournament hopes alive, but I just
Are
see
you
this as
arguing for my side or your side in this one,
I'm
Alex?
arguing first, I'm not playing a side. This is my thought process for the game.
Okay.
Here's why I'm not playing it, because everything is telling me Memphis, but I think this is a fantastic revenge spot for Houston. Memphis beat them earlier in the season, and that was kind of like I don't want to say like a fluky win, but Memphis in that game they made 18 of 19 free throws, and they're not a great free throw shooting team. And
Yeah.
also to make 18 free throws in a game is like actually kind of ridiculous. And the free throw discrepancy was like really favoring Memphis in that game. So I like Houston to come out and kind of get a little revenge in this spot here, but I just think that this is going to be this. I could easily see this being like a hungry dog runs faster kind of game too, because Houston already wrapped up the regular season title. They don't need to win
Yeah.
this game, and Memphis needs to win this game. So
Memphis needs to win this game.
yeah,
And that's one of the reasons why I'm actually betting Memphis tonight at +3, and I have the money line sprinkle at +130, right? So I said Cougars have won 6 of the last 10 between the two, but Houston has won 6 in a row since they lost to Memphis. Memphis, though, won 3 in a row. They've won 9 of their last 10 games, and Houston's biggest strength is being able to dominate teams inside. Memphis has a ton of size, a ton of talent in their front court. So I think that they'll be able to shut them down in the paint, win the battle on the boards. And I also think with Memphis winning on the road in the last matchup between the two, the confidence is really high. Now they're playing in front of a home crowd. They want to secure a spot in the NCAA tournament. I think they could win outright, not just cover. And I see this like as a really big motivation factor for them. You also look, the Tigers are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 home games. They're 6-1 against the spread against a team with a straight up winning record. And the underdog is 6-0 in the last 6 meetings overall between the two teams. I really like Memphis in the spot +3 and the money line sprinkle at +130. So that's the way that I'm going in this game. Another game I'm really looking forward to, Alex, Michigan
oh, I
taking
know
on
you're losing.
Ohio State, my
Yeah.
alma mater. OSU beat Michigan back
Mhm.
on February 12th, but Michigan really on the bubble right now for the
Yep.
NCAA tournament. They need a big win in this game. Both of us are leaning towards the Wolverines. Tell me why.
Yeah, so I mean, just kind of like along the same lines with what we said with the Houston Memphis game. Michigan really needs this game. They're sitting on the bubble, and
Yeah.
Ohio State has just been a really tough team to read for me.
Yeah.
I think I hit a play with them earlier in the week. What game was that? What game was that? It was an over. It was an over earlier in the week. Sorry, so many games, so many shows. But I wanted to look at the over in this game too, but I'm going with the side, and I'm kind of leaning Michigan right now. Just because like more so because of how they lost to Iowa the other day. I
Yeah.
think if they just lost to Iowa, they'd be still in good shape, whatever, not a big deal, but they got smoked. So they need kind of like a statement win here. And Michigan's just kind of been great in this spot after losing. They've covered in 5 straight games
I
in against
know.
spread loss. So
That's like my biggest reasoning is because
I saw that stat and I was like, okay, like
totally.
in rivalry, they're gonna come and they're gonna throw the kitchen sink at Ohio State. Like they want to steal one back. They lost earlier in the season. So, it's just everything is just pointing to Michigan. I can see this being a one possession close game. So 4 points. I'll pocket the 4 points.
Yeah, I like the 4 points too. Here's for me, it's like, yeah, they've struggled to put together a long string of consecutive wins this season, but they've only really had one losing streak all season. Other than that, they've like kind of bounced back to win straight up, basically following losses. And like you said, they covered the last 5 games following a loss against the spread. So it's just like, yeah, Ohio State's already an NCAA tournament lock. I think Michigan might win outright, but there's a lot on the line. They're going to come out. They're going to be motivated. Yeah, they're on the road, but at the same time, they know what's at stake. They know they need to win some of these games. This game's going to be decided by one possession, in my opinion. So I'd also pocket the 4 points. I'm thinking about sprinkling the money line, but that's more of a heart bet just because I really want them to win the game and get into the NCAA tournament. But my biggest pick would be Michigan +4 in this spot. This is a really, really big spot for them. They need a big win in this game against a rival in Ohio State. Another Big Ten game, Big Ten game. Iowa. Speaking of Iowa, the team that just beat Michigan a couple days ago, taking on Illinois. The spread right now at +4. Alex, what are you expecting in this one?
So I'm looking at the over in that game. These are just two teams that have, I mean, great offenses, especially Iowa, one of the best offenses
Yeah.
in the country
The
here.
fourth most efficient offense in the entire country.
Yep. And then, I mean, it's not just like one guy doing the scoring for these teams, like, top to bottom almost. I think each team has four guys that average in double figures. So, they get it from everybody on the floor, which is great. Both teams shooting over 40%, 43% from three in their last three games, and both rank in the top 40 in the country in three-pointers made per game, and have had more than 10 threes, average more than 10 threes over their last three games. So I just see a lot of points in this game, and I don't see Illinois' defense being able to slow down that Iowa offense, which I think is going to be the big key, because they're going to have to keep up with Iowa in this game. So 153.5, pretty big number.
Yeah.
But I'm liking a faster paced game today, because I think that's the kind of game Illinois is going. Well, I don't know if they're going to win. They're going to have to slow it down. But I don't know if they're going to be able to. I don't know if they're going to be able. You saw like a real time second.
That was like a real time almost flop in your head. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, the way Iowa plays, like, it's not going to be able. You're not going to be able to do it. Like, you're going to have to score to keep up.
Yeah, I agree. I'm actually leaning Iowa on this side and the money line sprinkle. I'm doing a lot of sprinkles today. Maybe I'm like craving a cupcake. There's where we're staying. We're staying in Georgetown right now here in Washington, D.C. Maybe I'll grab a sprinkles cupcake before we head out. It's like right across the street, 3 doors down.
Got to do it.
Why not? But yeah, I like the money line sprinkle +146, Iowa +4. Iowa's coming off of that huge win against Michigan, and they had a great second half, right? Yep. Illinois coming off of a win against Penn State, but they barely squeaked by in that win. I just think Iowa has the edge in this game. The Hawkeyes, they've been blowing teams out. Like, they beat Michigan and Northwestern by a lot in the last two games. The Hawkeyes have the fourth most efficient offense in the entire country, like you were saying. In the Illini, I have the 135th most efficient defense, which, fine, not great, right? I just think that Iowa is going to be able to score and win this game outright. And then I also see Iowa defensively. They're strong too. They've been holding opponents to 70.9 points per game. They're forcing teams to shoot 43.7% from the field. I think they're going to force Illinois into some tough shots, and no one is stopping Iowa's offense. They're scoring 83.6 points per game at this point throughout the season, and they're shooting 46%. No one's stopping their offense. So I actually kind of like your over too, Alex, to be honest with you. And nobody has time for under sweats on a Sunday afternoon.
I love unders. I love unders. So if I'm giving that an over,
that's a big deal. It's a big deal for Alex. So those are our three big plays on tonight, at least for me. I like a lot of the underdogs today. What's new? You know what I mean? What's new? At least I like
dogs were good yesterday. Look at that UNC Duke game. We talked about that yesterday, and why you had to recover. What were some other dogs Texas was a good pick, but then it went to overtime, and overtime was go to die. So
the dogs are barking, baby. The dogs
until overtime. Then the dogs.
Let the dogs out. Who? That was really bad. Okay, let's move on to NHL because I need to save myself from myself. Are you on any NHL games tonight? There's 8 games on the slate heading into tonight's game.
No ice picks for me today. No ice picks.
No ice picks for.
No, look, I went with the Kraken last night on the puck line. Was feeling good when it was 2-2, and then it ended 5-2.
I was feeling really good when the game was tied.
It was cool until it wasn't cool.
Yeah, it was great until it wasn't. 10% of the time, it works every time. Okay, so I'm on 2 ice picks for tonight's game. I'll give one because then the other one's my best bet of the day. So we'll get into our best bets. One of them, Jack, he's not on our show today as our producer, but he will like this pick. Rangers taking on the Winnipeg Jets in the beautiful city of Winnipeg. You'll love to see it. It's like minus 146 degrees Fahrenheit. Rangers 3-way money line in this spot at plus 150. The Rangers have won 7 of their last 10. They're looking for their 3rd straight win right now. They're averaging 2.93 goals per game, and their defense is one of the absolute best in the NHL. They're only allowing 2.47 goals per game, and they only allowed 11 total goals in their last 5 games. Igor Shesterkin has been playing lights out, 940 save percentage and 1.96 goals against average. Like, yeah, the Jets offense has been really, really good recently. They scored 16 goals in their last 3 games, but I think that stops tonight. They're only scoring 3 goals per game on the season. They're going to have a tough time getting past the Rangers defense and then getting past Shesterkin on top of it. Their defense is also allowing 3.02 goals per game in this spot. I just think the Rangers offense is going to be able to do just enough. But the defense, Igor Shesterkin is going to win the game, and it's going to be by a very close margin. So I like the Rangers 3 money line in this spot at plus 150. You going to tail me on that one, Alex, or what?
I'm looking at it. I do like that because I'm looking at the Jets' last couple of games here. Lost to
Yeah.
the Stars 4-3. They put up 8 against the Canadians and 5 against the Coyotes. Your Coyotes. But no, seriously, like that. Those aren't great teams, right? So like they're doing a lot of scoring against not great defense. The Rangers,
Yeah.
like that's their shtick, the defense.
Yeah.
That's their
And
bread and butter.
goaltending. It's their bread and butter, baby. Got to stick with what works, right?
Yep.
All right, let's get into our best bets of the day and Pickswise 3-star play of the day. So go to the Pickswise.com website, Alex. Who do we got? 3-star play of the day.
Yeah, actually, let's go to the Manchester Derby, which
Why not?
things kick off there in about an hour, I believe.
Oh,
We got a 3-star play from Chris Rivers for both teams to score.
yeah.
Yes, and that is -110. And Chris is giving that out as a 3-star play. Read the reasoning over at the Pickswise website. As a Man U fan, let me just say, I'm not looking forward to that one. I'm not looking
Yeah.
forward to it. I'm gonna have to watch, but I'm not looking forward to it.
I know. It'll be good. It'll be really good. Okay, our best bets of the day. Who do you got for your best bet of the day at this point?
Okay.
Because you're giving the people what they want, what they need.
No. This is the exact opposite of giving the people what they want. This is what the people don't want. But I'm giving it to them anyway. You might, in case you haven't been following along with the show, a couple weeks ago, I gave out my first Steven Adams prop. It was over 7.5.
Steven Adams props.
It was over 7.5 points. I forget who they were playing, but it was a great spot for him. It was the Spurs. It's against the Spurs. It was a great spot for him. The Spurs struggled defending the paint. Centers had been having big games against the Spurs. Just needed 4 buckets. Steven Adams gave me 3. Went 3 for 4, gave me 6 points. So I was like, okay. So went back to the well the other day against the Celtics, Grizzlies Celtics. Steven Adams over 10.5 rebounds, right? He had 3 rebounds in the first 4 minutes, it felt like. Then he rolls his ankle, misses a quarter and a half, finishes with 8 rebounds. So I'm like, okay, I'm 0 for 2 on the Steven Adams props. Mark Zinno is texting me like, dude, you got to stay away from Steven Adams. We got chirps in the chat. No Steven Adams plays. No Steven Adams plays. You know what we're looking at today?
Steven
We're looking at Steven Adams. We're going with Steven Adams.
Third time's the charm, baby.
Third time's the charm. Steven Adams over 3.5 assists. He's gone over 3.5 assists in 9 straight games. They're going against the Grizzlies are going against the Rockets today. And the Rockets allow the 6th most assists to opponents. So I got to go with Steven Adams to give me 4 assists, right? I just have to.
Yeah, I think
everything is telling me I'm gravitating toward this pick. It was put out there for me. Steven Adams over 3.5 assists today. It's got to happen.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't know if that applies to this scenario.
No. Everything is broken about Steven Adams. I've had bad luck.
If it is broke, keep betting it.
They've been fluke. There have been fluke situations. It's been fluky situations. So I mean, Steven Adams would have hit the rebounds problem if he didn't roll his ankle. I'm just happy he came back. And
yeah.
Healthy, but
I also have this crazy thing the other day. So my uncle texted me these bets that are this parlay that he had before I get into my best bet of the day. So listen to this. It was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 leg parlay. Okay. And this was on Friday morning. So this happened Thursday night. He texted me this and he said, I thought you might like this. Okay. Let me tell you what happened. Klay Thompson over 14.5 points, hit. Luka Doncic, 20 plus points, hit. Spencer Dinwiddie, 9 plus points, hit. Luka Doncic, over 5.5 assists, hit. Andrew Wiggins, 1+ three-pointers made, hit. Klay Thompson, three-pointers made, 2+, hit. Luka Doncic, 2+ three-pointers made, hit.
Oh, no.
Steph Curry, 3+ three-pointers made, hit. Kevin Looney, over 5.5 rebounds, hit. Last part of the parlay, Steph Curry, over 22.5 points. Okay. He scored his 21st point with 3 minutes and 23 seconds left in the third. He
Oh,
attempted one more shot, none in the fourth, didn't hit.
oh,
Parlay. He texted
oh.
me and I go, "Are you kidding me? I would have been so mad." He goes, "Pissed. TV was thrown out the second story window." Steph Curry, really? I'm like, "Oh my God."
Oh
But I
my
also
god.
bet that 9 of the 10 legs hit. Steph Curry hits his 21st point with 3:23 left in the third. He needs 2 more points in a quarter in 3 minutes and 23 seconds. So you have about 15 minutes to score one more
Oh,
bucket, and it doesn't hit.
oh, that's sick.
Insane. Insane. So I just thought I would share that with you guys. So,
That's sickening.
I know, isn't that crazy? Isn't
Oh
that
my
crazy? Nuts. Okay, so anyways, my best bet of the day is the Stars taking on the Wild. Wild three-way money line plus 100. The Stars are on a 3-game winning streak. Wild are 3-7 in their last 10 games. They want to turn things around right now. The Wild have been phenomenal at home this season. The Stars are scoring 2.89 goals per game. Only their top 2 lines, though, have been good. Their other lines have been struggling offensively. And only 7 skaters have scored 8 or more goals in the season. Defensively, the Stars are allowing 2.87 goals per game, and they've only allowed 12 goals in their last 5 games. Jake Ottinger is having a great season, 922 goals against average. But the Wild offense has been dominant. 3.7 goals per game they're averaging, and defensively not great, 3.17. They've allowed 21 goals in their last 4 games. I think this is a spot where their defense can step up. They're playing in front of a home crowd. They're going to be able to do enough to get things done in regulation against a Stars team that's on the road. Even though the Stars have been good offensively, I just have a good feeling in my gut that the Wild are going to come out and offense is going to do enough at home, use home ice advantage to be able to take advantage of the Stars in this one. Wild 3-way money line at plus 100. Lock it in, baby. Let's
Love
make
it,
it happen
love it,
today.
love it. The people in the chat want to know, just because I guess they're gluttons for punishment, how much that parlay would have paid out.
It would have paid out like $5,000, I think, the amount he bet on it. I actually didn't ask him specifically, but he said it would have been a lot of money. But I'm assuming it would have been like 3, 4,
I mean,
5.
it's a 10-leg parlay. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
You hate to see it. You
Yeah,
really
hate
do.
to see it. Hate to see it.
I
Listen,
can't believe, like, literally missed it by 2 points. He was pissed. So, well, that's
Steph
it.
Curry of all people. Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. That's what he said. That he literally texted me. He goes, "Never thought I would have seen that from him, especially in a close game." He was pissed. Well, that's it for us today, guys. Happy Sunday fun day. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Enjoy the basketball. Enjoy the hockey. It's going to be a great day.
Even Adams. He's got us. He's got us today.
Find us on the Pickswise YouTube channel. Go to pickswise.com. Follow us on Twitter. Alex Glaze. I'm Lauren Jabara. Best of luck. See you tomorrow. Let's get it. Let's bet it.